Hey guys, this is Llandros again, and the reason I'm doing this video is the same basically as my other one. Um, I got a few people that requested that I give them some kind of information on the challenge itself and basically what I've done with this guy, which I kind of went over it in the other one, and I do apologize for going so long. I had no idea. Look at that horse. Anyway, that's my ADHD in full effect right there. Um, so anyway, the Ultimate Sim Challenge, basically the way I've set it out is you take one sim and they have to actually become uh, completely skilled up in every skill that's available in the game, and they have to complete every job all the way up to level 10 of every job in the game, whether it's ambitions related or rabbit hole or whatever expansion pack, and it means whatever you have. They also have to become every life state and max out every ability. They have to live in every town, and they have to find every collectible. They have to, let's see, essentially, if you can do it with that sim, they have to do it. So that's the the gist of it. For Brandon, what I did with him, I started off the game and I gave him a lifetime wish that I'm not even remotely thinking about doing. And so for him, I gave him the Seasoned Traveler because the very last thing I'm even thinking about doing is World Adventures. So we're not doing it, but that is his lifetime wish. That way I concentrate on everything else and we'll do the lifetime wish at the end. Um, I put him in Sunset Valley, took him off to university, and I allowed him to learn only a handful of skills. He could learn social networking, he could learn charisma, and alchemy. And the reason I said alchemy is because that doesn't really affect you in your job performance, only the selling of the alchemy potions. So he could learn that one, that was free reign. Everything else was off limits. He could not do it. So it was a big challenge because there's a lot of things that you really want to do and you can't do it. And it's frustrating. I had him keep his age down any way he could, and the only way I could really do it is the sauna from Sunlit Tides, or I had him buy life fruit at the cart that came with the Monte Vista. Alright, he came back from university, and the first thing I had him do was he opened up a daycare. He took it to level 5, which is the highest level you can get, and when he maxed that out, I made him stay for 4 weeks, which he took the full 4 weeks to get to level 5. At that point, he switched over and he took a job at the business center, and he did the business field. Now, if I was going back and redoing it, I would not have stopped there. I would have made him go ahead and do the bookstore while he was in Sunset Valley, but I didn't do it. I didn't add the part-time job requirements until later on in the challenge. So technically, if I was redoing this game, I would have made him go for a third year. Who's this? Franco's class taking a trip? Yeah, that's fine. I would have made him do a third year and become a part-time bookseller at the bookstore, but I didn't. He finished that up. He had 2 roommates in the house, and I said goodbye to the roommates, dismissed them, and then we took off and moved to Riverview. As soon as I got to Riverview, I took him off to university for his second degree. He went after fine arts, and so that unlocked... Oh, wait, one thing he did while he was at Sunset Valley, he was a werewolf. He got bit by a werewolf, he turned into it, and I maxed out the werewolf ability. And he got a lot of his collectibles through that, which was pretty nice. Alright, when he got to Riverview, I sent him off to get a fine arts degree, and that unlocked a few new opportunities. He cured himself of the werewolf curse, but now he was able to learn street art, cooking, painting, and guitar. And so that was a new thing that he had something more he could do. I still was biting myself silly, going, I want to go work out, I want to go do something else, but he couldn't do it. So we finished up that degree. He came back home. He started working on the space rocks, collecting those. Riverview is an excellent place to find them because they just lay them out so easily for you. It was ridiculously easy. But he got those done. He took a job at the culinary field, and let's see, where do I want him to travel to? I want him to go... Why don't we go over here? I'm just jogging. I don't care. I'm just kind of getting him out of the house. I'm not even bothering with my family, which is sad. Anyway, we went into culinary. During that time, while he was collecting space rocks, he drew the attention of the aliens, and an alien female, she was young adult, she met him in the park. He called her up like a couple of days later, invited her out to the seasonal festival. One thing led to another. They got married. At the time, I had celebrities turned on, and so he was already a 5-star celeb. She got pregnant, and of course, you know that's going to cause a scandal if you're a 5-star celeb. So I went ahead and got him married real quickly. They had a little boy, and he was, of course, alien. He ended up with an imaginary friend who I forgot to turn him into a female, and so he ended up it ended up raising up as a male, which was fine. But I was planning to get him married and whatnot, but that was okay. Anyway, the wife, I let her go off to work as a test subject, but he continued working in culinary, maxed it out. Then he went off to do painting, and like I said, he did that in like 2 days. He sold them all off, and he was done. But I made him do it, and continued going out to the art studio and getting inspired. He really did a great job with that. We finished up with that one, and I again, if I would have done this game over, at that point I would have made him go back and do the spa receptionist job, but I didn't. So I had him just go ahead and move on. So going back in the future, I would actually do spa receptionist at that point. All right, so we left Riverview, we went to Twinbrook, and of course, the very first thing I did, I took him off to university. He still had his family. His family stayed home, but he went to university, and we got our technology degree. We came back. He had actually now unlocked. He became a warlock while he was there, and he maxed all his warlock abilities out. He he now had logic out of the way, and he had handiness out of the way, which was a big mistake, because when you do the firefighter career, you need to have handiness that you can work on so you can improve your performance. But live and learn. So anyway, he got back to Twinbrook. He went to work as a firefighter, and we continued that until he got maxed out on the top of that one. Did it for 4 weeks. Then he went into inventing, and he had already been inventing some on the side, so he had the skill pretty much done. But we continued working, and he made a lot of money pretty quick. Ended up maxing that one out and did really well on the job. During that time, he built a Simbot, and it was a girl, and we kept her. She was a lot of fun. I really wanted to see how long Simbots lived, and she lived for 16 weeks. So if you've been wondering how long they live, that was my experience. I'm sure some people's live longer, some people might be shorter, but that was mine. It was a full 16 weeks. All right. Let's see. During that time, his wife died, and then his son, the alien son, and the imaginary friend both aged up. His son died, and he was all in mourning and crazy. He went off to travel to the past in his time machine, and he comes back with a kid. So he brought this little kid named Mauricio, and it was a little warlock. Came home, and I thought, all right, I didn't know that could happen. So we raised him up. The imaginary friend aged up and died, but the next day, Brandon went to the time machine again, and I thought, well, what are the odds that it's going to happen again? Sure enough, we brought home another little boy. His name was Tariq. So here I had 2 little warlock boys in Twinbrook that I wasn't expecting. Brandon now had finished inventing, and he was turning his attention towards being a sculptor. And so I spent that entire year, we raised the kids up, and the kids actually became young adults about 2 days before it was time to move to a new town. So I didn't let them go to work or anything. I just had them hang out. All right, so we leave Twinbrook. I've got my Simbot, my 2 little boys who are now 2 young adults, and Brandon, and we head out over to Barnacle Bay. The first thing I did, of course, go back to university. He went after the physical education degree. He already had athletics maxed, so all he could really work on was martial arts, and that was pretty much the easiest thing in the world. That's all he had to do. He came back from university. I made him go over to China, and I didn't have him do anything. The only reasons he's ever gone to China so far has been to grab a few collectibles, like the butterflies, and let's see, I think he went after the red assassin bugs, which, believe it or not, they do show up even without the opportunity. As long as you got a collection helper, he found them easily. So I was happy about that. But I made him work on the martial arts tournament ranking, but he's not allowed to do any tombs, and he so far has not done a single tomb yet. But he mastered the martial arts ranking within 4 days. I mean, it was fast. So we got that out of the way. And he came back into Barnacle Bay. He took a job at the sports center. His son Tariq also was went into sports. His Simbot daughter was in military, and then she actually joined his other son, and they went to the science facility. So that was their thing. While we were there, his two boys decided they were going to go travel off in the time machine. Well, I was thinking surely it wouldn't do it again. Both times they both went on the same day. Both of them brought back a girl, and I thought, this is the weirdest thing. Maybe I've got a glitch. So I made Brandon go off and do it again. Sure enough, he brings home a girl. So now I've got two granddaughters and a daughter. And it wasn't like right away. It was like I made him wait a few days. So then just to see if he was going to do it again, I made him travel again, and he didn't have a kid. So it wasn't a glitch. It was just luck of the draw. So I thought it was kind of funny. But, what can you do? Anyway, he finished up the sports career. That was easy. There's no big deal to it. And then when that was finished, he went off and became the rock star with the music career. I've never done the rock star career ever. I've always done the hit movie composer, and it was very easy to do. It was not a bad thing. What are you doing? I have no idea what he's doing. Oh, you're at this kid's house. Why don't you go home, buddy? Let's go home. I'll get you to bed. All right. So we did the rock star career, and then after that, I decided to go ahead and do one of the part-time jobs. And so what I gave him was, I'm going to send him out to go get something done. I want you to go experiment, stellar activity, and I think you're done with that. All right. After the rock star career, what I ended up doing was going into the grocery store, which was pretty simple. Yeah, it's late. You guys need to go to bed. Wow. Listen to complaint. I don't want to listen to complaint. I want you to get home. Poor kid. I'm just going to send you to bed. And you need to go to bed too. Stop it. All right, this plum pot, he's in everybody's business every time you turn around. All right, you go ahead and do this too. And Brandon, I think you're home by now. All right. Anyway, we finished up Barnacle Bay. Everybody was pretty much alive except his Simbot daughter died, and his two boys. Actually, yeah, his two boys died. Maurice and Tariq, they died. But I had his daughter and his granddaughters. All three of them were elders. And he had a girl he gotten pregnant. I think it was Dina Caliente. Oh, that's his grandson right there, Axel. Axel's about to die. I'm sorry, Axel. That's okay. I knew it was coming. Anyway, we got Dina pregnant and then went to visit her at her house, and the baby was on the floor because they didn't have a crib or anything. The phone, everything was ringing, things were going on, and they were just ignoring the kid. So through the magic of Edit Town, we took the kid. I was like, we got the money, we're taking him. So we took our kid back. Brandon, why don't you answer this phone since it's not going to stop? Anyway, he was actually a young adult by the time we left, and his lifetime wish, which was random, turned out to be, who was that? Do I know you? No. His lifetime wish turned out to be professional sports, so he became an athlete as well. All right, you're going to do the bubble bath. You're working, you're doing this, and then you're going to go to bed. I don't really care, but do what you got to do. You're fine. Please tell me everybody did what they're supposed to. All right, they did. All right, so we finished up Barnacle Bay, and then I took him off to Bridgeport. And the jobs I had lined up for Bridgeport was, the first thing was to go off to university and get your communications degree, which he did. Very simple. He came back to Bridgeport. He cured himself of being a warlock, and he got bit by Bo Merrick and became a vampire. He joined the film career, became an actor, maxed that out with no issues whatsoever. We had a beautiful home. His daughter and his granddaughters, they all died within 3 days of each other. It was like, bam, one died, then the next one, then the next one. It was fast. And they died within probably about the first week, I think, when we got to Bridgeport. So now I was down to just Brandon and his other son, Joss. And Joss was off doing sports. All right. We left the acting career. We went to work part-time at the Mausoleum. And that was actually kind of fun. I have never worked at the Mausoleum in Bridgeport, so that was something new. You don't get anything major out of it. It's pretty quick and pretty easy, very painless. But when we finished that one, got it up to level 3, which is as high as you can get a part-time job. I finished out the year and took him off and let him go work as a director. And the director was fun. He won all the awards, which I've got those in the trunk up in the attic. But he did all of that stuff, got all the perks for it. Joss died It was pretty close to the end. He was still a director, but um, we still had a few more days left in Bridgeport, so it really wasn't. He made it pretty close to the end. Um, when we left Bridgeport, we were on our own, didn't have anything, so we went to Hidden Springs, and that was the last time now to go off to university. Well, the first thing I did was I cured him of being a vampire, turned him into a fairy, which I never played the fairies, and it was actually very fun. I enjoyed it. But he went off and he did the science career, so that now opened up new skills that he could learn and start working on, and it gave me more to do because those beginning towns, I was just going, there's not much I could do. I'm kind of stuck. I'm limited. But now he had all these things he had open to him, so it was pretty good. Came back to Hidden Springs. I went to work at the sports agent career, and the next career I was supposed to do was medical and then the spa. But for some reason, I just could not get into Hidden Springs. I had an issue with it. It was my own issue. It was nothing with the game. I just didn't enjoy it. And I thought, I'm not going to do this. If I don't enjoy it, I'll stop playing. And I went ahead and I had him go to Oasis Landings, and we started doing some of the future stuff early. Because originally he wasn't scheduled to do Oasis Landings until we got to Lunar Lakes. But we went into Oasis Landings and we lived there. He had met Derek at university during this term, and he brought him home and joined the family. And so they ended up getting married because they were all into each other. I was like, that's fine, do what you want. Um, at that point, he turned Derek into the fairy as well, and we ended up having a little girl through Grimm's door while we were in Hidden Springs. And then we went to the future, joined the astronomy career, and they ended up genetically engineering two boys. So I had three kids. All right, what do we got? Shooting star. Well, this is easy. All right, so I can do this one pretty simple. Normally I have a hard time naming these, but this one, it's not bad. Derek. It's very, very stupid, but it's generic and it works. Derek Shooting Star. I'm trying to type in a weird position. I don't know why. All right, so there we go. All right, so we left Lunar Lakes after we did the astronomy. We stayed for the entire year. I didn't transfer. I didn't go back and forth. I just stayed there in Lunar Lakes or Oasis Landings, and I raised my kids there. I had to put a school down, the one that comes with Town Life. I don't enjoy having children and raising children in Oasis Landings. It works. It works just fine, but there's a few opportunities and things that don't come to them. So I don't recommend it, but we did it. And you can see doing that, it actually raised his performance up. So next time he goes to work, he should get a promotion, which he should have gotten one tonight, to be honest with you. But, remember, the last time he went, it was pretty bad. All right, let's go ahead and have you eat something real quick. I'm trying to eat up some of this junk food that you guys made, which, what can I do? We finished up the astronomy career. Bishop, you're always in people's way, aren't you? Go over here and just research. Get you doing something. I got to get him a job. I really do. Let you take a bubble bath when you get done. We finished up astronomy, and the kids had aged up to become adults, and they all joined the astronomy career as well, all going after being the space explorer. Derek was an author, and I learned a huge, huge lesson. Do not work on the writing job while you're in the future, because when you come back, none of it counts. It just infuriated me because he made it all the way to level 10, came back to Hidden Springs, and was back at a level 5. I was very angry, so I just said, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. So I made him change his job. Anyway, Brandon finished up astronomy as a space explorer. You make a ton of money. It's a fun job. It's really easy. But that one, you just can rack up big money quickly. Then he went to become a bot arena. He was the scout. Didn't like it. I'm hoping that the other one's a lot better, but I didn't like the scout version of it. It's one of those branching careers, so you've got to do it twice. And so he finished that up. We came back. I had the full load, and I thought, all right, I'm done. The family's getting too big. There was too many people, and I knew the next town was going to be Appaloosa Plains, and we were going to have to do animals. So we got to Appaloosa Plains. Didn't have to do university because we're done with all that. And the first thing I did is I moved his daughter, his son-in-law, which we had cloned, and we had raised him up along with our other kids, moved them and their grandson. Their grandson was actually born in Oasis Landings right there towards the end. We moved them out on their own into Appaloosa Plains, and so that left me with Derek, Brandon, and his two boys. And his two boys were adults. One was a criminal, one was a sports person, which it was all random. So I'm like, if I keep getting these sports people, they kept getting the athletic trait. And I was hoping they would get something different. They didn't. Oh my gosh, you got to go to work. All right, well I guess you're not tired, so why not? All right, you need to go eat. Just get you to eat something. You can figure it out on your own, and then take a shower. You are kind of hungry, but you're fine. Where are you at? All right, so we got into Appaloosa Plains, and the first thing I did is we actually adopted a horse, and I got one. Actually, I bought a horse, which I shouldn't have bought him. I should have just adopted, but I bought it, and it was fine. I guess you can do what you can do. He became a horseman. We got a dog. I did adopt a dog, but I did it through the neighborhood pet adoption, which I've never done before. So I actually waited until somebody said, "Hey, our dog has had puppies. Come and do it." So we came over there. We went and we saw him, and we picked him, and it was actually very fun. I did something new. All right. The boys. Let's see. I believe one of them got fired from the criminal career, but I made him go back and rejoin it, so he did. And then he ended up doing very well at it, but I just wasn't controlling him. We did the horse career. We ended up making friends with so many of the, the wild horses in town. It was really fun. All right, you got to go. So bubble bath is over, buddy. Let's see. We got a unicorn, which I've never gotten the unicorn before in my game, so that was actually a lot of fun. Go to the bathroom. I really need to work on something with you too. I've got things I've got to get done, and I keep forgetting. All right, Brandon, are you up anytime soon? Yeah, kind of. All right, you don't really need a whole lot. Oh, you keep wanting to have a kid, and I always lock it in just because I'm nice. I have a rule that if they both want it, then we have to do it. And I think they now both want to do it. No, they don't. All right, so that's good. I am still safe. Until Derek wants the kid, I don't have to do it. All right. You're off to work, and you don't need to meet anybody? I'm surprised. All right, so we did Appaloosa Plains, and the only job I did there was the horseman, which I was having so much fun with it. I really didn't want to leave Appaloosa Plains. And for some reason, I don't know why I decided not to do it. Oh, yeah, I did. Because I didn't have anything set up for Lunar Lakes. I knew I had to have a job here. And I had made a mistake in my plan. So I knew I was going to have to do something different. So I originally was supposed to do Appaloosa Plains with the law enforcement job as my second job. But I pushed that off to be my job I did here. So we left Appaloosa Plains. My daughter and her husband, they died. My two boys died. I put their tombstones in. We did go get our grandson, and we had him join the household again. And then we ended up, once we got here, he moved out. They got their jobs here. They went off to the future. We're doing it basically 1 week here, 1 week there. So every Saturday night around midnight, I go over and do something else. The first year that we were here, which we still haven't completely finished, I actually let him shorten it up because we got to do this for a lot longer. We were doing the law enforcement career as a DNA profiler, and he did that. All right, now you're gonna have to get this told to you again. I hate when you do that. No, he didn't. All right. But we did it for a week. Then we came back over. We went over to Lunar Oasis Landings, and we became an astronomer again and went after the astrophysicist job. Don't make as much money with that, but you get a lot more of those pictures. So, it's kind of a trade-off as to what you want. And so he's got a ton of them, and I think Derek's got a bunch of them too because they both were doing the job. I still have to work on this laser rhythmicon. I keep forgetting. All right, what did you want to go do? Nothing. He's like, nothing? I'm finished. All right, we don't have a maid, so you got to clean up yourself. We've come back, and now we're working on those part-time jobs. So the only thing I'm going to be doing here in Lunar Lakes would be the spa receptionist, the spa, which I was supposed to do in Hidden Springs, but I didn't, and the bookstore. Those are the only 3 part-time jobs that I still have to do, and I'm making him do those. He doesn't have to stay a whole year. He just has to do them until he gets to level 3. Are you done? I guess you are. All right, let's go over here and get the mail. See what we got. There's anything good.
Gee, Yama dude.
Yeah, I know you're upset. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna leave here once he actually finishes up. He finished up Astrophysicist. We did change it to Utopia, which I had a lot of fun with Utopia. That was actually pretty good. I've never liked it before, but I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I didn't know they could do this whole waltz thing and inspire other people. Oh, you forgot to do it. I forgot to tell you. Sorry, buddy. Um, all right, well, too bad for you. Let's see, what time do you go to work? In 5 hours? All right, well, I'm going to have you.
Sayabuchi.
Hello. I'm going to have you go up here and try one of these again because you're probably not going to do well with it, but I want to get this done. Um, so, anyway, we did Utopia. Now we've changed it. You guys saw me do it, and I finished up. So, we've got it now set up to be Dystopia when we go back. And so, he's going to be in the bot arena career. Our Plumbot has been doing all the Plumbot tournaments, which has been actually pretty neat. He's done really well on it. He's got quite a few trophies. Unfortunately, it doesn't track it, so you can't really keep it, but I wish it did. It doesn't. But he's going to go back and do the bot arena, and then when he finishes that, he's going to go ahead and be a bot builder. He can do the bot builder in both this world and that one, but I'm only going to register it. I think I'm going to register it in that world only. The problem is when you change save files, everything you do in Oasis Landings gets wiped out, including your job history. So he doesn't retain any of it, and that I don't like. But I guess you can only do so much. All right, so you got letters. I don't care about letters. He gets a ton of gifts. Not as many as he used to when he was a celebrity, but he gets a lot. But yeah, that's it. The next thing we're going to be doing, of course, I'm going in order as to when the towns were released. So Starlight Shores will be next, and I'm looking forward to it. Brandon has to become a genie. His kids can be a genie, and Derek can become a genie. They don't have to, but the rule is whatever Derek is, they have a right to be it, or they have to be human. They can't be anything else. So if he marries a werewolf, he's got to turn the werewolf into a human, and then he can turn him into something else if that's what he is. But I'm just kind of trying to play along with trying to make sure that his kids are human, and they always start off with a choice. But it's okay. He had the 4 kids as fairies, and we ended up turning them all human when Brandon became human. So yeah, that's basically the game. That's what you're doing. And so every town I have it written down. I know exactly what he's supposed to do and in which towns. So he seems to do better on these radiation experiments. So that's what I'm going to continue working on, at least until we can get to our job. Do the thing on Caustic. You have got to go get a job. What do I want you to do? Hang on. I want to do a job that I really don't have to think. Let's see. I could take you down over here. You could go work as... You could do a part-time job, but I really want you gone for a long time. He's got athletic skill already maxed, so I could do with sports, but I don't want to mess with it. Gardening you have. Logic. Science you have. Do you have logic? No, you don't. I'm going to send you to the science thing because you make money there. So you're going to go join the science career. Get you out of the house, and you won't bother me anymore because you have nothing to do. When I had a dog and a baby, it was actually very easy, but right now, not so much. All right, you're on your own. Oh, wrong person. I didn't want to go to you. But I'm actually kind of glad we did this because I want to tell you to do these things when you get done. And you should get your promotion. Things should be good. Calvin, yeah, you got to improve your writing. We'll try. You're aging up soon, I think. Not too bad. 5 days. Which means your brother should be 5 days. Because they're twins. Well, yeah, kind of. They're genetically engineered. All right, you want to do... Yes. Works for me. All right, what I want to do for you now, because I can, is let's let you take a class. And how about another one? Is there anything else? Nah, you're good. All right, Brandon, is it time to go? I think it's time to go to work. Nope, not quite. Gotta wait for 2 hours. Come on, got 9 minutes. Not enough time to really do anything, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I could clean up. I could, but I'm not going to. Let's go ahead and get you to come out of here, and then you can go. So yeah, every town has everything set up. Oh, the dance is Saturday night. Why? Saturday night's going to kill me. I had plans for you guys on Saturday. That's okay. We always leave and go out of town or go out to the future on Saturday, but I don't go until like after midnight, so it's not too bad. All right, you should be able to go. Let's get you out of here. I'm surprised you didn't make it up to level 2, but you were in such a bad mood because you were mourning the loss of your dog, so I do give you that. Hopefully he'll actually do it this time. But yeah, every town has its own thing, and I'm trying my best to stick with it. It's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that you learn about the game when you do this kind of a challenge, because it forces you to start working on certain skills and different interactions that I didn't know that they got for different things and different perks you get for all the jobs. It's been a lot of fun. So I highly recommend it. It's not easy. It's definitely a challenge, but mostly it's a challenge of, can you stick with it? Can you not get bored to death in doing it? Which there's been times when I've been like, okay, this has got to move on. But one thing that's helped is having a lot of people in the household, because they will actually help you kind of get things to work on. So Bishop, let's go home. I want you to, I guess I need to have you working on logic, because you are going to need it. Actually, you're going to need handiness too, but I think you already have that, so not very well. So I don't remember which one comes first. I think it might be handiness, so I think it's the one you're weakest in. I don't know why you are, because oh, I used to have the I used to have the handiness thing in here, so no wonder. All right, so I can get you that trait chip if I really need it, but for right now, just learn it. Learn it on your own. Who's trying to get you to go where? I hear something. I don't know what the deal was. Oh, that was Brandon's thing. All right, you're at your field trip. I have no idea what you want to do. All right, guys, that's basically episode 2. I'm just going to tell you what the challenge is, tell you what's going on, and why I'm doing it, what I'm doing. For those of you that were interested and wanted to kind of follow what I was doing, that's what I've done so far. If you're trying to catch up or whatever, it's really simple. Just take some time. All right, that's our kids. So here's what we're going to do. Buddy, you are going to go get our grandson. I meant to go over there to say hi to him, but unfortunately I didn't. Every time they die, once I move them out, I like this place. This is the little cemetery. Then I have them come over here, and we manage the dead and grab our people. I did look to try to bring Bella Goth is right here. Believe it or not, this is actually not tied to a ghost, so you can't actually bring her back. This one is not tied to anybody, and this one, I believe, or maybe it is tied. I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't actually bring either one of these back to life. I did find another one inside here that I could bring to life, but not Bella. I was trying to. All right, buddy, get in there and let's get our grandson. And there he is. All right, so, and I'm going to give that to Brandon because he's keeping them all. And you should be done. Come on out of here. All right, he's finished. So, all right. Well, guys, that's basically it. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys have kind of seen basically from episode 1. This is essentially where I left off, so it's what I've been doing. And hopefully, if you're interested and want to do it along with me, feel free to. If not, hope you enjoyed. Let me ramble. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.